to Purple Lily, we brought Centra of Lily together. And so that's been formulated since 2022. It's still up, thriving, doing beautiful things. And I'm forever grateful for that. I also had purchased in 2023, if you guys are familiar with Awaken Naturals. It's been around since 2017. Adi is the originator of that. Purchased that in 2023, and I worked alongside with Adi making the products, all natural body butters, with soap, sugar scrubs, just everything. And it's just been beautiful. I don't have as much time as what I originally thought I would have, but the products are still beautiful and it's still thriving and it's great. To add to my plate, in January of 2026, I'm going to be officially taking over my grandfather's business, which is a K&H Garage Doors, which is garage door business. January will be his 50th year in business. So it's been a family business. So he's handing it over to me, and I'm just forever grateful and privileged that he sees that in me, because a lot of times I've noticed that we don't see in ourselves what other people see us. So I have a lot of people that will tell me all the time, can you be my mentor? Oh, you're doing this, you're doing that. And I always find myself putting myself down versus where everybody else sees me up here. I always am like, well, I'm not where I want to be at. I'm not where I want to be at. I got this, I got to do this, I'm just not there yet, right? So, that's just a reminder to ourselves to make sure that you see yourself how other people see you. And it's not even how other people always see, because sometimes people are going to see us how they should really see us, right? So don't ever let anybody dim your light. But the biggest thing is to always lift yourself and to really pour into yourself. And so this event is all about good energy, good vibes, everybody just pouring into each other. So that's what it's about. That's really what it's about. What else to tell you guys? I think that's pretty much it. Aside from that, my biggest accomplishment in 2025, I graduated with my master's in minors practitioner. I don't have senioritis on nobody's business. But other than that, that's a little bit recap of me. And so I just really hope that you guys enjoy the speakers. These three speakers are beautiful. And when I tell you they were the same speakers from last year, but they have so much knowledge. 20 minutes isn't even enough to cover what they're covering. And it's different topics of what they talked about last year even. So I'm excited. In your guys' gift bags, there are notebooks and a pen. If you guys don't have a pen or notebook, so you can take notes, trust me, you are going to want to take notes, because these are some women that are going to drop some gems, whether you have a business, whether you are aspiring for a business. These are things that I personally use, because again, I didn't know anything to start off. So, yes, let's get into it. So, our first speaker we have is Shatira. She is coming from Florida. I met her 2021. She helped me get my life insurance. From her, I learned about what is an IUL account, what is all of this stuff. She really helped me, because I started my business the same year that I met her, but I didn't know anything, and I was kind of skeptical at first. One of my friends, Arian, is a nurse. She found her first. She already did all the research, so I was like, okay, I can trust her. And so I just went with her, and she has been such a blessing. And anything I need to ask, she's always a phone call away, and she always comes through. So here is Shatira, and I hope that she has great gems for you guys. Everybody, how are you? Awesome. You may not need this, but first, can you pass out the? Okay. So my name is Shatira. Here is the power of whatever. I can say hello. I'm so excited to be here. I traveled here from Florida by way of Atlanta. I live in Florida. My oldest daughter is 35. My youngest is 20. So I got a little I live 35. That's okay. I think that's beautiful. I have 6
grandchildren, ages 12 to 3 months. So we got some stuff to do. And so I own a financial agency. I've owned this agency for a little bit over 11 years. I have a background. I was in the mortgage industry. Marissa, I think those things are over there for you. I got a baby. I'm sorry about this. So, I was sharing with Marissa that last year was one of the most difficult times of my life. One of the I and I can't prepare for that. I was like, I can't do it. Girl, I was in depression because I didn't know how to move around through it. And someone mentioned imposter syndrome, and I leaned over to Ebony. I said, how come we're having a counseling session today? But that's kind of what we are. And so I changed the way that I talk to people about money. One of my clients passed away a couple of years ago, and she was the client that I had had for a long time. And she always was paid her premium on time. Life happened to her. She had $1 million IUL canceled because she didn't pay. Because life happened. She took all the cash out and when it canceled, that meant her life insurance canceled too. Because she didn't pay a term policy and she didn't pay her IUL. She just decided stuff like, oh, you nurses have like 85 jobs, bro, you know what y'all do. What y'all do. And it literally sank my stomach. And I was looking back through the pictures, and every picture she had Louis Vuitton purse, Gucci purse, and all of that stuff. And the Lord gave me a women's, I do a curriculum called Power is a Purse. Okay? And it's not the name on the purse, it's the power that we have on this side. And so many of us look really cute, we carry all this stuff, and we all jacked up. I say it to all y'all. It just won't come from a place of work. So I did something a little different. So this price sheet on the front, I don't know how close we are to what we spend, but I estimate it. And this is annually. So annually, I have us spend about $2,400 a year on hair. Who spends more? Tell me the truth. Give me hair done. Who spend more? I can tell some of y'all smiling for that. I know. I was being nice, right? Because I know how much it costs. And then we spend about $1,800 on nails. I'm being nice because they know my nails are like $40 grand. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Right? Nails and pedicure, $1,800. Okay? Then we got lashes and brows. I ain't giving y'all this and telling nobody not to come get their brows done. I'm just talking. I know. I was about to say you then we talk about vacation, that's about 5,000. I know, girls. I'm being nice. Clothing, makeup, and miscellaneous about 4,900. And we're gonna say that's about $15,900. Okay, that we're spending on everything else. And do you know when I sit down with most people, most entrepreneurs, they're not saving for an exit strategy. They don't know what they're gonna do. They don't know how to save, how they're gonna save, or they meet with me. They say, "Can we save $100?" But we not cheap when we get our hair, our nails, and all that stuff. Too. And I just want to challenge us to do a little bit better, right? So, and I just say something because we don't turn the page. Y'all can breathe. Take a breath. 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 So we're going to talk a little bit about what we can do for the IUL, and I want you to turn the first page onto the back. Turn on the back and pull out that key, because we're going to talk a little bit. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to teach you about the products that so many people say. You'll hear people that from these other companies that don't understand how they work. They'll say, well, they're not good. That's what they work. And an IUL is an index universal life. And when we talk about life insurance in our community, sometimes people go, I don't know if I need to do something. Yes, you do. But that's how we're going to change generational legacy. How many people in this room started a business, and if somebody in their family would have had some money put away for them, it would have been everybody. So we've got to start doing those things for our children. We've got to start setting them up. Okay, so index universal life is a type of life insurance. But what it does is it has cash value. So you can save money inside of it. And I want you to write this word down, tax free. You pay no taxes on the money that you pull out. Write this code down, 7702-A. Out. 7702-A. Okay, 7702-A for alpha. And the reason I'm giving you this tax code is all life insurance are attached to that. But what the rich and wealthy know is they know how to use life insurance. They know how to use life insurance to fund businesses, to use it as retirement supplements. When they want to buy a house, if they're in real estate, they pull that money out of there. They want to take a trip, they use that money. So in essence, they take that money and they use that money 2 times. They put it into the account. They take out a participating loan, means that the money stays in the account and participate, and they can borrow it from themselves. So they take $1, and turn it into 2. They use it 2 times. Okay? That's what an IUO does. It gives you some guarantee. What does that mean? The money over what you pay for your insurance grows. And that money grows. There's a floor of 0%, 1.75. I want to say 0. So 0 to 0. If the stock market does a negative, you get a 0. Okay? If the stock market does 15%, some companies you'll get 15, some companies you have a cap. If the stock market does 7, you'll get 7. Okay? But you don't have to worry about the stuff that goes on in your 401k, the up and down and all that stuff like that. This is just a bucket of money for you to have that you can use however you want without asking the government, your job, or anybody else how to use it. All of us entrepreneurs, we need a way to have an exit strategy. If not, you're gonna be working. I got a lady that's a barber at 72, still working. Because no one talked to her back in her 40s or 30s when she was cutting hair and stuff about having an exit strategy. Okay? And that's all it is, a place to grow money tax free. Supplement. You control it, you use it, but you gotta fund it. Okay? Y'all good. Any questions on that? We're gonna move along. Okay. So I'm gonna show you a couple things. I'm gonna show you how to do it for your kids. How many people want their kids to go to college and have student loan debt? You want to have student loan debt? No one. Exactly. So I'm gonna show you how to keep them from having student loan debt. My son is in college in Ohio. We pay $3,000 or $60,000 a year. It's tough. I wish I would have known it when my other kids were doing that, but I didn't find out. But a few years ago, tax funds and stuff, we had to do. So, simple. Everybody pull that first page and says simple. $1 billion baby strategy. I'm gonna touch on a few things on this. This is for educational purposes only. That's all. Okay. So it says $50 a week, $200 a month. We can cut that number, but I just use the real number. This is a 1-year-old. You can set these up for kids from 15 days old. All my daycare owners, this is some of the stuff that you should talk to the parents about. They'll love you forever. They'll love you forever. Okay? So the very first year, we're just putting in $2,400 a year, $50. Okay? I'm gonna take you down to 8. You see the little box on the side that says at 17, they have a 6-figure net worth. You see that? So at 17, there's a little bit over $103,000 in that. What do we need to do at 17? Buy a car, take college, right? There's money there. When we fast forward to the next page, on the other side it says tax-free millionaire at 48. It's a little bit over $1 million. Sorry, a little bit over $1 million. If you go back up to age 35, you'll see there's 443,000. What if they want to buy a house? They can take that money out and buy a house right now. They can pay for their house right now. Right? If you go back to 26, on the page to the left, it's a bit over 2.8. At any point in time, that money that's in the account of the child you own it. You give it to them. You can pull that money out, start a business, buy a house, whatever you want to do. Any questions? Okay, yes, they can. I just showed it. I just showed you what I'm for just an example, but they do. You can keep them the same. You just have the $2 billion goals. I had to do this for um that was a request of the people, and I just kept. Okay. In this case, where you're looking at it, the payments went from 2,400 to 3,600 to 4,800. So that's the way it is. Same with the request. You'll have a minimum payment, you have a maximum payment, and you have the, so you can go anywhere between that, however you want to. The more you fund, the better. So when you really fund it, that's how they work. Yes, love. Whatever, give me an age.
45.
Okay, at age 45, pay what? You don't have to pay it back. You don't have to pay it back. What you can do, you can keep putting the money back into it. And what will happen is at age 45, they're all the way to the right, the definition is 1.7. Let's say 500,000, then it's going to be these 1.2.
I was just cut back from what they
Mhm.
said.
Yes, ma'am. Yep. And I know you're probably saying that's 200. You don't have to do 200, but I like to see possibilities. I'm a person that sees possibilities. See what it looks like. That's how it is. A lot of people have the verbal policies for their kids and everything. It's not going to do that $2 a month. It's not possible. I want you to know that in our community, we can change. We can start with our kids. Okay? Yes, love. Yeah. I just call it $1 million thing. It's just what okay, now I'm going to talk about, we're going to look at you guys. So remember we talked about input farm reform. I just want you to see possibilities. Okay, so when we started out, I showed you $15,000. Then you're going to see 2673, then you'll see 256, and then 250. Okay? So the very first column is after you pay your cost of insurance. That's what you have left in your account that first year. Okay? You see that? You're available to pull out that first year to 26. Next to that, that's what your death benefit is. So that very first column, when you pass away, never keep money. That money drops into your death benefit. So you're not leaving any money with the company. That money is for your family. The last bucket is long-term care. Long-term care is there in case you need it. Most of us in the Black community, we don't have it. When grandma and grandpa get sick, that's what it is. There's somebody's house next to the refrigerator on the bed. And I'm being honest because it's the truth. I've seen it. So the way that we protect ourselves is long-term care. And that long-term care is a bucket of money that you can use. So $250,000 is your long-term care. They'll give you 2% of that every single year. Okay? Which is about, I don't know. I don't do good at math. I got a computer that's on it. Okay, so we're just all the way down to age 49, which is, I stopped this one at 49. So at age 49 here, you have about $170,000 that you can use for whatever you want to use it for. Now, some of y'all told me that we spending almost $8,000 on hair and all that stuff. You can't get that back. But I'm just going to how to put that money somewhere and get something back. Okay? That's 8,000. Okay, that's the very first one. These last two is 4,000. And I messed up and missed one of my pages. I didn't show the first page when I was printing. I was wrong. So take the last page and put it first. The last page and put it first. That's the 4,000. So you just say half of that. That's it. It looks like this. You got a little part at the top. It tells 34-year-old, 250, 4,000 annually. Right up at the top. Great. Okay. So we're gonna go down. This is 60 years in. We're gonna go down to age 64, saving $4,000 a year. Very bottom line, you have about 272,000 tax-free in that account. You can do with it whatever you want to. I can show you how to take out 10% a year, so you get about 28,000 tax-free dollars. That's hardly nothing, but for someone who has a full pay that has to pay taxes, they have to have 500,000 or more. They pay their taxes for them to get 28,000 for that 401k. Never run tax free. Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Oh, we did right.
Every penny. You never pay taxes on. You never pay taxes on life. It's still life insurance.
That's not right.
It doesn't matter. It's life insurance. There's no line on a tax return that says life insurance. Yes, love. I can start it based on where you are. You can start it. I can show you fluctuate, but I just am using this as an example to take money that we already spent and show you what to do. Okay. I can show you how to get started, and then just every year putting up a little bit more. Yes, love. You can start where you are. Everyone start where you are. I just want you to start, but I'm sorry, Becky. I can show you how to do it. But I need you to know that in order for you to see real numbers, you gotta put them there. That's all I want you to do. That's yes. Sure, come on now. That's like because all you're doing is depositing into your account. Mm-hmm. 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 And then you can put, so what I tell business owners to do is just like Marissa, take yourself, your minimum. And then when you get extra, you dump it in there to meet your 4,000. You understand what I mean? So you don't have to be on the hook for that number. Whatever the minimum, let's say come out of your account every month. And then like you may have a bonus, you may have something, then you dump it in there at the end of the year, make sure you get your maximum. You understand that? So it's very flexible, but it's you taking care of yourself. And yes, you don't have to, so this is for yourself, the other is to have kids, grandkids, anything like that. So I just wanted to show you the two different buckets, how it works for kids and how it works for adults. But it's really about freedom. It's about you taking control of yourself and setting yourself up. Okay? And I'm gonna mention this. I don't know if anyone needs business funding, but I am in between Atlanta and Florida. And I have a gentleman there that does, he's impeccable, very trustworthy. He's not one of them scammers. You don't have to worry about him and all that stuff. It's trust me. I know his fiance. We've been friends for a long time. She used to be a nurse and now she's one of my agents and everything, but I refer all my people to her. So I was telling Marissa, so she just told me, so if you want that information, I can get it to you. But he's very reputable and very good for it. And so I wish you guys, I have that front card, but let me tell you where I'm at in business. Get on my calendar if you're ready to move forward. If you're ready to make an appointment and ready to talk, get on my calendar. If not, I'm not your girl. I'm being honest. All this chasing and hunting, I'm out of the chase game. I'm in the game where we moving forward, where we're changing our life, and we're doing something different. I love you. I love you. But I want us to go to the next level. The only way we can do it is we gotta put our money where our mouth is. Get your hair done, get your nails done, take care of your business. Okay? Thank you guys.
I told you guys she was gonna have gyms, so that she was worth it was worth the Florida drive. She's amazing. And honestly, I can't say a good enough things about the IU account. Like she said, you can borrow against it and things like that. With it being tax free, but I don't want you guys to be intimidated if there's like a price, like throwing out numbers, things like that. Even if you $50 every 2 weeks or whatever, make sure you make an appointment with her because I'm telling you, I will reach out to her even the most simplest things if I have questions. Of course, she gives me her time because I'm her client. So make sure you become her client. But it's worth it. It is. I've learned a lot from her. So she definitely did. I was the chase. She doesn't chase anymore. Okay. But now she has me locked in. You did. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Okay, so we have our second speaker here. We're doing a change in the schedule agenda. Bree is going to be up next. Bree is from the small business, Genesee Small Business, right? Am I saying it correct? Okay. She's going to tell you a lot of gems as well, all to do with like how to get funding and things like that. She's a great resource and she's right here in Flint, so she's local as far as getting more information. So here is Bree.
I'm live.
You live?
Yeah, I'm live. YouTube, Facebook. Cutting it off, right? Cut it off, right? I got you.